Happy Thursday, happy This Is My Bourbon Podcast live stream. We are here. We are live and alive. It's time. The time is now 7:02 Eastern. You have found yourself present and accounted for. I don't know what this intro is. I'm simply here and presenting myself. But it is good to be with you. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for being here. Checking it out. All that good stuff. Hope your NBA finals have been treating you well. I know of one particular Ritter that has been enjoying them so far, of the middle variety, between myself and the youngest child of the three siblings. The newest father of the family. That's right, Dane. He is indeed a Celtics fan. He could not be more pleased with the current standings. I myself do not have a dog in this fight, so I am rooting for him in his camp. Oh, you know what? That's what I was going to do. Well, that's okay. I got to run upstairs anyway. At some point, I got to do that. But I believe the only person who's here at the moment is Tony Bag of Donuts, which is just great. Wonderful. Tony, I'm happy to see you. Glad that you're here. Or maybe it's not Tony. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one who is here at the moment. And if that is the case, then, well, it'll be like I'm just recording a podcast. And people are going to listen to it later. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Who's to say? Sometimes stuff falls on deaf ears, you know? After a very well-performing episode this week. Tony, you're always watching. That's what I like to hear, buddy. That's what I like to hear. I appreciate that. If there's anybody, it's Tony. Whether he's a bag of donuts or an Iturietta variety. I don't know. I don't know. But regardless. Happy to have you here, buddy. What you drinking on, man? Anything? Anything good? I myself have not had anything just yet. I'll let you know. I'm trying to order my Barrel King Gold bottles and it ain't going well. Oh. Website issues? I'm assuming. Tell you what, I've had this sample sitting in front of me for a couple of days, and figure I may as well just go ahead and finish it off. This was sent to me 6 years ago at this point by none other than Rarebird 101. It's a 2005 Russell's Reserve 10-year. And I'm just now getting around to finishing it. I've tried it off and on for a few years. I was in the mood for a little bit of turkey, so figured I may as well. May as well kill it. In the Baby Glen. Nice and dusty. Oh my goodness. Little bit dusty, not too dusty. It's got a good, like, what is that? Good kind of creme brulee note to it as well. It's really nice. I enjoy that. Good way to get the palate warmed up. Oops. Throw a little blast off here as well. People know we're live. Made a fun Manhattan, Bodega Cat Rye, a dash of Simple, a dash of Mango, and spritz of Absinthe, and a Wild Turkey Soaked Cherry. Oh. We got two Tonys. Tony Benavides all the way in sunny Florida. Good to see you, Tony. Hope you are doing well. Thank you also for reaching out about picking up one of our new Timbip glasses. Very excited for you to get one soon. You are going to love it. I am very certain of that. Anyway, let me get this, get that. Live on YouTube and twitch.tv/MyBourbonGamer. Reviewing the new Green River. Is Green River not on Twitch? Or on Twitter? I guess not. Foolproof. Old Fitzgerald. Spring 2024. 10-year. And Barrell. Barrell Craft. Man, daggum. I cannot stand Twitter on desktop. It is so busted. Come on, where's my emoji button? My emoji button. It's gotta get working. Tony Bearvides, are you drinking anything, man? Beer from Shipyard. I don't know if I've had Shipyard before. And I think good to go. Man, Twitter's just kind of busted in general, isn't it? Didn't they just hide likes or something, too? I don't remember. Did my tweet not even go through? Oh, come on. Making Steaks, one blue till puck drop. Steaks do sound awesome. We had steak last night? No, not last night. It wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago. For our anniversary. It was wonderful. Oh, 1 hour till puck drop. I was wondering what one blue meant. I thought maybe it was just a hockey term. That I didn't know about. Because I do not know anything about hockey. Past, there's lots of fights. That's not true. I understand enough about hockey to get by. Know what I mean? But anyway. Okay. Successfully blasted off. Let people know on other socials. All right. Okay. Now we're focused. Now we're locked in. How's everybody's week been? What are you up to? What have you been doing? Let me know. What have you been doing? Tony Benavides, it is good to see you back in the chat, my friend. I'll tell you what, too. I think I'll go ahead and get my my first pour, my first review set up as well, because with 3 reviews, I want to make sure I have enough time in between the 3 to get things properly spread out, give them enough time between everything. I spilled a little water. That's okay. We'll also let you know, I will have to run upstairs in just a few minutes to grab my food. It is on the way. Ordered a kombucha and some chicken salad. But when I go up there, I need to grab my my new Timbip glass so that I can show you all on the stream what it looks like, so I can let you all know that they are on sale. We had them on sale at the live show last month, and they did not sell out, so we do have quite a few still available if you are in fact interested. They are $15 per glass. I was talking to Tony about this yesterday. They are made by Glencairn. They are not Glencairn glasses. They are known as Burnsdram glasses. They are not quite the size of a mini Glen. They are a little bit bigger. More on the in the realm of, say, like a tulip glass. And we don't have them hosted anywhere, so if you are interested, please send myself or Eric a DM. That would be either to My Bourbon Pod or Whiskey Mutant. And we will get those taken care of. Once again, $15 a glass. Shipped out to you. We'll be happy to do that. And also, if you want to be entered into a drawing for a free glass along with a sample, all you have to do is leave a review on your podcast app of choice, and if it is not the Apple Podcast app, which is the one that I check on a regular basis, send a screenshot to myself or Eric, before next week's well, actually, you got a little bit of time. Because we are recording tomorrow, so it wouldn't be, wouldn't exactly be a whole week necessarily in between recording sessions. What did I get for dinner? I got chicken salad. It's on the way. I'm here now. Barrel King sorted out. I got Matt's wheat blend, wheatish fish, and batch 88, batch to the future. That's awesome. I like that Matt now is able to do some batched products, and he can get real punny with it. Because I feel like the well was starting to run dry on single barrel puns. You know what I mean? But Matt's so creative that he can bring the small batch, the special small batch name game up a notch. I feel like that's pretty awesome. So excited for that. But I love wheatish fish and batch to the future. It's pretty awesome. All right, so my food is almost here, so I won't get too far into actually tasting the Old Fitz bottled and bond, but or maybe I will actually. I'll at least start nosing it, but that is going to be the first review of the evening. We're going to begin with the Old Fitzgerald Bottled and Bond Spring 2024 edition. This is 10 years old, 100 proof, of course. I had a tiny little swig of this when it first arrived. I believe it got here a couple weeks ago, so I just have not had a chance to get around. Still not totally happy about the price, but excited to try them. That's fair. I mean, they are expensive. They're expensive bottles. I get that, but that's one of those things where I wanted to sign up for them, and I couldn't justify the price, especially with a baby on the way. So hopefully I do get to try those releases at some point. Buying the bottles myself was not an option, unfortunately. Okay, and my food was dropped off. So I will go grab that here in just a moment. Very grapey. Very white grape. All right, I'm gonna go grab my food real quick. I bet someone will send you samples. No more Texas whiskey. Yeah, thank you for not sending any more Texas whiskey, but also I appreciate sending the samples. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. be honest with y'all. I was mostly in need of the kombucha. I was feeling a little upset in the tum. In the tum-tum. So I will get to the food later. But the kombucha was a must. I was needing it. Anyway, back to the review. Yeah, there's a weird, like, almost, how do I want to put this? Fresh fermentation note to it that reminds me of being at a distillery. I mean, it really, really reminds me of being at a distillery and being over top of a fermentation tank. Fresh alcohol having been created. Oh shoot, I forgot my Timbip glass. I'll go back up and get it. Sorry. Light kind of like cinnamon yeast. Cinnamon and yeast, too. Overall, not bad. Kind of syrupy, too. I like it. It's a good nose. Anyway. Cheers, everybody. It's a quiet bunch on the live stream tonight, but that's okay. Hope you guys are doing well and enjoying, and thanks for being here. Speaking of Texas samples, do you remember if that Balcones sample was in the usual blue bottles that I send? I had some reused and washed bottles. Perkins thought the sample I sent him was tainted. Tony, I gotta be honest with you, I don't remember for sure if it was the Liquid Ministry bottles. I really didn't think you were gonna hate it like Eric did. Oh, I hated it. I hated it. It was bad. It was very rotted corpse bad. It was disgusting. I did not like it. I don't remember specifically what bottle it came in. I feel like I remember it being blue. Let me look real quick. I'll give just a cursory glance. think I might have actually left it at Eric's. No more Texas and no more reusing bottles. That's fair. I think I did leave it at Eric's. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, Tony. Honestly. I only saw that bottle maybe like twice, maybe 3 times. I definitely don't remember the one that you gave Eric. Yeah. Couldn't tell you. Sorry. This is good. Nothing's really jumping out at me though as being like amazing. It is very solid. It is very, very solid for what Old Fitz has been. Is it the Green River? No. This currently is the Old Fitz Bottled and Bond, the Spring 24 10-year-old. It's good. I'm not like... I truly am not like leaping out of my skin or anything. That sounded negative, but I meant it like I'm not going crazy for it. And I found this sample recently. This is an Old Fitz. Let's see if I can get it to focus. This is an Old Fitz 11-year Bottled and Bond. This is from like the first couple of runs of Old Fitz Bottled and Bonds from the Decanter series. And let me see if I can pull this up. We'll do this together. Crying out loud. All right. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, this is the very first release. Okay. So this is putting the most recent release of Old Fitz Bottled and Bond, this 10-year, up against the very first release of Old Fitz Bottled and Bond, an 11-year. Wow. I have not had this particular release in, I truly do not know how long. I don't remember anything about this bourbon. And I will say, for my initial sentiment being with the new 10-year, it's good. Okay, hush. I'm making too much noise. It's good. Not necessarily like it's good, but there could be more, or like good, but I am curious how this 11-year initial release from spring of 2018 is going to compare. And it's crazy that just with 6 years, it's got already some kind of funk to it. My mic is buzzing. Hello? Check. Check. I don't hear any buzzing, Tony. Yeah, I'm not hearing any buzzing. Might have been coming from the music. Hey, Tony Beravide says 5 out of 5 over there. I don't know. We've only got 6 people watching at the moment, so hopefully y'all can bear with some audio discrepancies. Why are there only 6 people in here tonight? I don't understand. It was fuzzy reception. I wonder if we were picking up. Sometimes we pick up. We'll pick up radio stations, or we'll pick up CB radios, like if a truck's going by. Hi, Emily. Emily's lurking in the chat. It's okay. It's good to see you, Em. Good to have you. But yeah, there's already some kind of like funk going on with the 2018 release, so. And I don't think my phone was causing it either. The buzzing, because it's far enough away from the machine and the microphone. I will say, going back to the 2018 spring release here, the very first release of the Old Fitz decanter, it is not the big, huge flavor bomb that I remember it being. So, keeping that in mind, going back to this brand new 10-year spring release of 2024. The question is it actually on par with what we've kind of been getting over the past few years? The answer is, oddly enough, kind of. It's not that they're like one-to-one flavor profile-wise, but they are very much they're not dissimilar with the amount of flavor they have. Does that make sense? They don't taste the same, but they have as much flavor between the two of them. That makes me wonder. Because this is the 8-year fall 2023 edition. Because we can compare like the, you know, there are these more special releases like, you know, spring 2019, which was 13 years old. Fall 2020 was 14. Fall 2022 was 19. Are you serious? Really? Spring of 22 was 17 years old. How do I not remember that? That's crazy. I just grabbed that 2018 9-year. It's the only one I've ever seen in the wild at a gas station for retail even. I don't even remember which decanter I have. It's not with me at the moment. It's still at my grandparents' house. But anyway, taking, you know, the hyper-aged ones out of this equation, have we really been getting consistent bottle and bond bourbon this whole time, and some of our like opinions have been skewed? Because I think mine might have been during some of this. And I gotta be honest with you, this doesn't smell that dissimilar. Just a little bit younger. I mean, it's 8 years old, so of course it's gonna be a little bit younger. But truth be told, like, the flavors, again, like the amount of flavor on the profile is still present. I cannot believe that 2022 we had a 17 and a 19-year-old. I really do not remember reviewing those. That's wild. This is so funny because I was under the impression for so long that Old Fitz had gone downhill. That it really had spent the first couple of releases being excellent. It had been top notch. But this is so eye-opening to me. This is crazy. Tony, I think the only release I have is the 2019 13 year. I remember I have a green bottle. Yeah, I think it's the 13 year. I think that's the only decanter that I have. So here's the one thing that's truly changed with the Old Fitz decanter series since its inception in 2018. It's no longer $10 a year. right? Back in the day, when it was 11 years old, you could get it for, at retail, $110 a bottle. When, at 11 years old. It's a lovely port, 9 years old. I'd guess older from the nose and palate. Nice. Now, this 10-year-old, and I don't remember what the 8-year was in the fall of last year. Just realized I had the music too loud. I'm so sorry about that. But the price of the 10-year now is $140 a bottle. So it has gone up. I don't necessarily know if it's a bad thing or not. It's just part of how it is these days. It is what it is, man. It's the market. It's the market. It's the market. We'll say it till the cows come home. It's the market. So, I'm going to run this idea past the live stream group before tomorrow's recording. And by the way, I said this for the Patreon and Apple subscriber community, which there's no Apple subscribers at the moment. But if you all want to subscribe over on Apple for our exclusive audio content, which you could normally get at Patreon, but it's also available for Apple Podcast listeners now too for $5 a month. And that's all the audio stuff that we normally put out for Patreon as well. But we got a special guest that's going to be on the podcast next week. And they are recording with us tomorrow. Hello again, Whiskey Friends. Hello, Jeffrey Wack. Good to see you. It's good to see you. Very, very good, as always, to see you, my friend. But I was thinking about, don't tell Eric. Don't tell Eric. Jason Coates, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the chat. So we normally have, and this is going to stay the same. This is not going to change. Our review system of nose, palate, finish, and price. Joe the Sample Guy, what's going on? Cheers, y'all. Hit the like, please. Yes, indeed. Joe the Sample Guy is correct. We have our review system of nose, palate, finish, and price with each category out of 5. What we have been doing for a long time is combining our scores for a total out of 20. I am thinking about changing it up for either an aggregate score or a... What if Eric is watching? He's not watching. Tony, there are a few guarantees in this life. There are a few guarantees in this life. Death, taxes. That I can't hit the like button any harder. There you go. Death, taxes, that I will always have a hard time promoting anything to do with the brand that starts with the J and ends with an Mattingly. And that Eric is unavailable to watch the live streams on Thursday nights. Those are all true facts. Indisputable true facts. You come to Timbip live for very few things, but those are some true facts that you cannot dispute. Tony Bag of Donuts. Ends in Eid? No, I've said nice things about Jeff the Creed in the past. Probably shouldn't have, but here we are. Anyway, the whole point being, what I was thinking about doing is either changing it to being an aggregate score, or I feel like this deserves a score out of 5. And during the survey, we had some feedback about the review system on the podcast. That it needed to be changed up a little bit. Darrell Stewart, what's up, man? Hope you're well, dude. It's good to see you. Dropping in here with the cheers, y'all. Hope you're having a good week, homie. Am I the only one who hears that distortion? Tony, I'm telling you, man. Anyway. I thought that a simplification, I'm hearing it also at times. The music has it, but not your mic. Yeah, I'm just turning the music down. I'm not turning it off, I'm just turning it down. It's less distracting that way. The music sounds tin canny. It's lo-fi. It's lo-fi music. That is funny. Anyway. Trying to simplify the review system so that we still go through and do our different sections out of 5, right? But then our final score, instead of like adding it all up, it's like, hey, we think it's this out of 5. I feel like that's a pretty good alteration, right? What do y'all think? Is that giving grease to a squeaky wheel that doesn't need it. I feel like it's an appropriate change, especially as we're already doing some things different with the podcast, and having done things fairly consistently over the past 6.5 years anyway. I feel like it's an okay something different to switch up with. Also, I apologize. I had to get a little bit of something in my system. I hadn't had anything significant to eat today. Chicken salad with olives. It's good stuff. Anyway, thoughts, feelings, concerns? Nothing? No feedback? If nothing, then I'm just gonna say, okay. And move on from there. I'm telling you, y'all are quiet tonight. I am happy you're here, though. I'm happy you're here. I am happy to let you know, too, that if you want to support the show through our method of super chatting, you can do so by heading to the Stream Elements link in the description below, or by heading to the pinned comment at the top of the chat, which is also the Stream Elements link. I just wanted to make it, convenient for you. And tipping the show through our method of super chatting, also known as Snuffy Chatting, that is named after the patron saint of 10-Bit Live, Mr. Snuffleupagus back here, who is resting on the one and only Professor. My nose started running for some reason. Anyway, Snuffy's back here. All tips, of course, just like super chatting, go to support 10-Bit Live. It's different because we haven't reached the requirements to do super chatting on the channel. So we have to have other ways to make it happen. So that is available to you if you feel so inclined. And I do appreciate it. Also want to let you know, since there are a few more people here than there were when we started the stream, the next 2 weeks I will not be streaming. I will be off. I will be on vacation. I will be in Disney next week. I will be in Captiva, Florida the week after that. But I will be working just at the beach. Just got a box from Mr. David Levine and the Whiskey Ring podcast. A whole smorgasbord of samples. Smorgasbord of shambles. That David Levine. It's hot down here. I believe it. I believe it. I am prepared for the heat. So yeah, Disney next week, and then Captiva the week after. So I'll be off for a couple of weeks. Be on for a week, and then off for another week. What about my usual live stream with the in-laws? I have started taking off Ice My Bourbon. Yes, absolutely. I've started taking off from doing those live streams when I'm on vacations, because it's too much to plan those and to take away from family time. I just decided a couple years ago to stop doing those. Not that they weren't fun, but it just became too much. So anyway, Old Fitz Bottled and Bond, Spring 2024 10-year-old edition. Overall, I think it's very good. I think it's very much on par with the other releases that we have had thus far in the lineup. I'm going to give it on our new out of 5 rating. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think it's quite good. I truly do. Same but different. I think is an appropriate way of describing it. So, moving on now. Poured a little C922. That sounds nice. Hotter than you think in Florida. Humidity will lay you out. Humidity is what normally gets me. So, I will be prepared for sure. They were fun. Say hi to your father-in-law for. I will be sure to say hello to Brett for you. For sure. Moving on to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that one for last. It has been way hotter than normal. We just recorded the hottest May ever, actually. Moving on to Barrell Bourbon Batch 36. I'll get a clean glass for this guy. This is $100 a bottle. This is 114.44 proof. It's a blend of 7.5, 8, 9, 10, and 15-year-old bourbons from Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. Rebranded label, which I really like, I will say. Somehow, I missed out on batches 34 and 35 of Barrell. 32 we thought was pretty good. 34 or 33, excuse me. No, wait. 32 we thought was pretty good. 33 we thought was really good. A water-activated neck cooler for Disney. Might have to actually do that tonight on Amazon, so it gets here before we go. So we do not miss out on it. Consistently, though, Barrell does incredibly well year in and year out. Should have a founder of Barrell, Joe Beatrice, back on the podcast before too long, which I think you guys are not going to want to miss out on. It has been a minute since I have gotten the chance to chat with Joe. Last time we did, we really, really hit it off. I was really, really happy that I got to speak with Joe. So look forward to that. Should be after my little vacation break, I think. Maybe actually in the week that I'm back. This is why I tell you things. Thank you, Em. I appreciate it. Anyway, as you can also tell, this is not my first pour of this. I wanted to give this the Fred Minnick treatment of a couple of sips. These releases typically are some of the most complex batches of bourbon that come out every year. Not in the way of like the powerhouses of BTAC, in the insane complexity of things like the Heaven Hill Heritage Collection, not even in the expectations of products like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, things of that nature. The barrel batches that get released every year are simply just some of the most finely crafted and finely tuned bourbons on the market. C922 is Cherry Garcia ice cream. That is one of the most specific notes I have ever heard in my entire life. I have to have a C922 around here somewhere. If I don't, I'm going to have to track one down just for that note. And Eric and I are going to have to pair it. I love it. The whole point, anyway, is that I have to spend a little bit more time just letting barrel batches air out before I can really dive into them. And the first couple of times that I hit this one, it was a brown sugar bomb. I mean, it was pretty intense. And Sugar Kitty's here too, saying meow and what up. It's good to see you, Sugar Kitty. I hope you're doing well. So, I don't have anything else to compare this to. I wanted to just take this one on its own. I'm very excited. Excuse me. The kombucha's hitting. It's good. We're good. Very excited to get into this one. I love barrel bourbon in general, but here we go. Let's find out. There's still a lot of brown sugar on it. But it's also gotten very mapley. I've really given it the porter swirl. It feels like it needs it. Toasted almonds? It's kind of buttery as well. And toasted white bread? I've never gotten toasted white bread on a nose before. But it is very, like, breakfast toasted white bread. Which I'm not hating on. But there are a lot of baked goods things going on with the nose here. I like. All right. Palate time. There is a predominant kind of cinnamon red hot when you go back to this. I had to take a second sip of it because I didn't coat my tongue properly with it. And I'm glad that I did the second time, because as the cinnamon red hot kind of goes away, that I hope you understand what I mean when I say that the artificialness of that, like, red hot-y thing kind of goes away and fades into a more cinnamon sugar, almost like cinnamon sugar toast flavor, and starts to become a really just delicate palate. Oh my gosh. The finish is all molasses. It's so relaxing. It's a very relaxing pour. Quite a bit of citrus on it as well, but not just, it's not very in your face, like straightforward freshly squeezed orange juice. Long and cinnamon for sure, Tony. I completely agree. It's more like orange syrup, if there were such a thing. I feel like I'm losing my mind with that note. But it's not a huge punch of brightness. It's just very it's and it's not even really dark. It's kind of like tan colored in its flavor profile. Not bland, but tan. And it's very soothing. It's a very soothing flavor profile. I mean, I really feel like I could enjoy this just to wind myself down. Oh, you got a Valhalla sample. Oh boy. Curious to see what you think about it. If we had a review section just for length of finish, not just for, you know, how the finish actually tastes, I guess. It, you know, when we do the review, when we do the finish review, it kind of gets lumped together with like, what does it taste like? How long is it? It's an aggregate of the finish. But if I were to really break down, you know, the length of the finish on this one, I mean, it's like a 5 just with how incredibly long-lasting it is. My goodness. What a wonderful, wonderful finish that just makes you want to keep going back for more and more and more. Oddly enough, and it's not that the nose isn't inviting, but it does seem like it's the weakest part of the whole bourbon. It's just not really bouncing in a way that I feel like the rest of the whiskey is. For as expressive as the palate and the finish are, the nose I feel like leaves quite a bit to be desired. The mouthfeel is it's so syrupy. It's wildly syrupy. Overall, it seems to skew further away from what Barrell is typically known for with their batches. but it doesn't seem to do anything unsafe necessarily. I'd like to know the percentages in this, but I kind of get the feeling that the 8-year Tennessee might be playing a hefty role in what's making up the largest component of this blend. Next might be the 10-year Indiana. I would say that there's probably a dash of the 15-year Tennessee. Not a whole lot of the Kentucky bourbon. The Kentucky is the 9-year component in here. But overall, it is solid. It is very solid. I wish that it went a little bit towards being well-rounded overall, though. I will reach for this more often than not. I am excited for the next batch, though. That's my thinking. So, their tasting notes. A multi-mash bill blend was created by combining full-bodied barrels with black cherry notes and oak-forward barrels with a nutty flavor profile. After these mingled, younger barrels with stone fruit and peppery highlights were added to the blend. Lastly, older barrels with notes of milk chocolate, cinnamon, and pecans were carefully layered in. The result is an elegant bourbon that is opulent on the finish. The derived mash bill is 79% corn, 16% rye, and 5% malted barley. Overall, we're looking at a 3 out of 5. It's good. It's very, very solid. Ready for more. I feel like I went into a fugue state during that review. Am I crazy? Was I cooking? Did I cook? Is that what the kids say? What was it? Black cherries? Is that what they said? Yeah. Black cherry is the note that was on the tip of my tongue that I couldn't quite get to. But was absolutely 100% there. I got one last review. I will get to it in just a moment. I don't want to rush too hard through the stream, though. Having a good time hanging out with everybody. Hope you're having a good night as well. Tomorrow is National Bourbon Day. Excited to be recording a podcast on National Bourbon Day. Tony, I also love Thursday nights. It's my chance to just chill for a little bit, you know? It's nice that the live stream community is chill also. You know what I mean? I appreciate the Thursday night crowd being chill. Is that a swan I see? So Swan knows this story. Only a few people know this story. Swan, also, it's good to see you. We get wild and crazy. Y'all chill. So, I had to run to the store today on my lunch break. And I was coming back into my neighborhood. I kind of came in. A little too fast. And when you come into my neighborhood, instead of a stop sign, Cookie Monster says onion rings are veggie donuts, and now I'm hungry for fake donuts. That's funny. Anyway, when you come into my neighborhood, instead of a stop sign, there's a yield sign. Which is fine. It's not exactly like the most conducive area for a stop sign. It's a pretty short stretch of road. And so I came in a little hot. There's a car coming on my right. I was like, oh, I got to stop a little bit quicker than I was expecting. No, Tony, I will not say that. Woo! Sorry. So the car passes me. And the gentleman kind of gives me a look. Coming in what? And I gave him the sorry. You know, the apology look. And he just was like, it's fine. It's fine. And I did a little double take. And I look. And I realize that the gentleman that I almost hit with my car was none other was Freddie Johnson. Y'all, I almost hit Freddie Johnson with my car. Now, he was in his own car too. Freddie and I almost got into a wreck today. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I, of all people, had wrecked into the sweetest man in the whole world, the bourbon godfather himself? We would have had to cancel the podcast. Like, that would have been the end of it. The show would have been over, folks. I'm not even joking, too. This is not the first time that he and I have crossed paths around here as well. I mean, we live in the same general neighborhood. And I forget it until I see him. Just kind of randomly. And it happens once every like once a year. But the first like significant time that it happened was during the pandemic. And we both had to go. We were both at Kroger. And, you know, Lucy was pregnant. And so I was not about to send her to the grocery for any reason. And so I went to the grocery. I'm trying to be respectful of Freddie. Still playing Bad Santa in my head. You think you can make my life any worse? Go ahead, take a shot. If you had actually hit him, that would have been hilarious. Anyway. I ran into him in like the cracker aisle or something. At Kroger during the pandemic. I was trying so hard to be like, to get like as far away as I could from, I was like, you need to get through this pandemic so people can come back to Buffalo Trace and see you. That's what's getting some people through the pandemic. Is knowing they can come back to Buffalo Trace. Anyway. That was my day today. I almost got into a car crash with Freddie Johnson. Which I'm sure I will wind up telling again on the podcast next week. So be on the lookout for that. But it'll be with Eric and our special guest. Can't believe nobody's had a guess as to who our special guest is either. Not a single guess. Swan, it is not you, but I do wish you were going to be around for an episode soon. Burying the lead, you have a whole cracker aisle? Okay, like the aisle with crackers in it. It's in the like pantry aisle. I'm not crazy. Surely somebody else knows about this. Burying the lead would be that. And I thank you. Oh, Tony. Swan, next time you're available on a Friday, though. Come in. All right. Last review for the evening. And I was not fortunate enough to be sent in the nice fancy box along with everybody else. The Green River Foolproof. So instead, I had to go buy one myself, which is fine. I didn't mind. It was $50. Oh, 117.3 proof. 5 to 7 years old. Whiskey makes me talk too much is evident from the podcast and in the suite. That is true. Nice kind of light honey color to it. Very vanilla forward. It's not overly complex, I would say. There's a lot of alcohol on the nose, though, for some reason. Or at least that's what's hitting me tonight. Cinnamon again. Why am I getting so much cinnamon tonight? A little bit of almond. A little bit of nutmeg. Kind of a lighter nose. Not bad, though. Who that's hot. A lot of alcohol on that one. A lot of cherry, too. Little light, maybe thin, but it packs a punch. I don't disagree with you, Tony. But it does have this like cough medicine thing going on about it that I'm not really vibing with. At least not tonight. Finish is also a little light. I don't know. Not much going on there. A little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of sugar. Yeah. I'm not I'm just not blown away by this right now. Oh, the cough medicine on the finish? Yeah, it's mostly on the palate. I don't know. Anyway, not loving it at the moment, but it's fine. I was gonna get into this single barrel pick, but it seems like people are kind of fading off. It's a single barrel from Liquor Barn that's also Green River. I'm not sure the age, but it's 130 proof. I was gonna see how it stacks up. I guess I still could. Just grabbed one of those, but mine is only 119. It seems the proof on the single barrels is really, really sounds V spicy. It is. Well, I guess it is. I don't know yet. It seems like the proof on the single barrels really varies. I mean, I've seen anything from 117, 119, all the way up. I mean, now 130. So, we shall see if I can get into it. There we go. This one has the same hot nose. Oh, no, this one does... Wait. No, these noses are almost completely identical. That's crazy. Very spicy indeed. It's a very spicy. Somehow it's got more character to it than the actual foolproof, though. Wild. And notes of a spicy and a meatball. Yeah. I'm not in love with the foolproof. It's not blowing my balls off. But I don't hate it. Either way. Good, not great. But it is what it is. And I think that is where I'm going to call it tonight. I'm going to give that one a 2.5 out of 5. Benchmark foolproof, better for half the price. If I had a bottle around here, I would compare, but I do not know. Oh, look at that. I do have a bottle nearby. I buy again. Papa Ritter, what are you doing? I'm going to have benchmark foolproof in a while. Swan, in this case? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, benchmark foolproof reigns supreme, which is crazy to say. Regardless. That does it for me tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching on the replay. Hope you all have a wonderful one. We will see you guys real soon. Until next time, though, I've been Perry. This has been Tim Bibb Live. See y'all real soon.